I'm going to attempt to, excuse me, drive for a half hour straight without crashing. I'll be making pit stops and tire changes in those pit stops in between. Excuse me. Generally, the tires only last about 5 laps, but I'm going to push them further. I'm going to drive under the limit because the main goal is to just not crash. Extra slow there. I could go faster. This is one of my favorite tracks in this game, the Aston Grand Prix. I like the flow of corners, which they're changing soon in a future update, which is supposed to come out, I don't know, eventually. There's no time schedule when they update this game. They just update it whenever they feel like it, which is good for them because they have the freedom to do it. They don't have a time... Whoa, slow down. Okay. Didn't crash. I went off track. But doesn't count as a crash, I guess. I'm feeling really slow after I did all those push-ups. I don't feel like I have the right reaction time because my arms are still pumped. I want to push harder, but I know if I do, I'm going to end up crashing. And the main goal is to just drive for 30 minutes. See how many laps I can get done. Can't mash the throttle yet. I'm not really warmed up. Whoa, a little too far to the right on that curb. I've been having a little bit of phlegm today, so I'm going to be clearing my throat a lot. I want to make this mostly about hitting the marks and getting on throttle at the right time instead of too early, because you can get on the throttle really early with this car and carry more speed by reducing your scrub, or you increase the scrub but you use the power to push through the scrub of the tires. And you'll see it in my times. Right now I have a split of 133.82. You can see at the top right. I'm missing my ship. 133.82, that's pretty slow. It should be in the 30s or 31 by the second split. A little bit wide. Whoa, sloppy on the brakes. I need to try to brake early so I can turn in smoothly. So I've got a 213.85, which is close to 4 seconds back from my fastest time, which is a 2:09, which I haven't posted yet. I need to post it online. I got it in a practice session. I have to redo it because you can only post hot laps in the hot lap mode where they have the whoa, down 2 gears. Whoops, went down to first gear. So you can only post hot laps in the hot lap mode where there's what's called HLVC, was a hot lap verification check or whatever, something like that. And in the regular practice mode doesn't have that verification on it. I want to take all that curb. So I'm going full speed. I need to be on that curb. But if I get on the throttle at the wrong time, it'll make me slide like that. This should be flat out. Eventually, as the tires wear out, it won't be flat out. So I have to kind of cruise. At this point, the tires are probably, I mean, I could look at them. I don't want to pull them up, though. I don't want to rely on looking at the tire temperatures for feeling what the tire is doing. I want to experience what the tire is doing and then react, or at least have a knowledge of what it does to predict what the tires are going to do in the future. So I'm not going to pull up the tire temperature reading. But anyway, by now the tires should be pretty warm, probably overheated a little bit. Like I said earlier, the tires only last about 5 laps at full pace. I'm thinking around 10 laps I'll pit, maybe 17 or something, I don't know. I'm not gonna be able to do that much longer. I got on throttle at the right time for high speed driving, or what do you call it, hot lapping. But that wouldn't be good if the tires are worn out. Have to be a little bit slower on throttle. It's already getting slippy. Down into third too quick. Lock the rear tires. So it's really hard to do consistent laps for a half hour. I've never actually done it. I've tried a lot. But to be at full pace for a half hour is really, really hard. It's much easier to take the corners probably at 8/10 pace. I could do the math about how far 33, or not 33, 113 is from a 109, or not 209, sorry. 213 to 209, what percentage that is exactly. I haven't done it. I haven't done that calculation before. A little too much curb. Shifting too early. So I've leveled off around 213. That was a really consistent lap. Before it was an 8.5, this is an 8.6. Late on throttle. This would be nice if I had working pedals. I could roll on the throttle a lot smoother. I need to remember the shift points, not to shift by sound, but to shift by distance. Except in the lower gears, better to short shift in the lower gears. I'm afraid to commit to those high-speed turns. I don't know when the grip is going to fall off. Technically I'm at lap 5, so it should have by now, but I've been driving slower than full pace. I'm not going to take that flat out. Especially 5 laps in. For my previous attempts at this, yesterday and the weekend, I was taking the car, you know, flat out around the track multiple times, and around 5 laps is where it would just give out suddenly around that full throttle section without warning. And the car would have a lot of grip up until that point. And then I'd get to that section and it would just give out. It's a 1322. I know I can go faster, but I'm trying to maintain a certain pace. And I have a lot of fuel on board. I'm gonna roll on the throttle. It's already sliding. So I definitely can't take those high-speed corners full throttle like I'm supposed to if I had fresh tires. Sloppy on the throttle. I could go out faster if I didn't stomp it. This corner is really tricky. There's no downforce at 100 miles an hour. There's barely any downforce anyway. I'm afraid of the chicane, because I know if I commit to full speed into the chicane, it's going to slip out. There's a 212. I'm really tempted to pull up the tire temps. I need to exercise some discipline to not look. I'm only on lap 7. Whoa. I'm less interested in getting on that curb now that the tires are going. This section's getting more and more hairy. Slight lift. I need to lift over the crest too. Car was really rotating over the crest. Hanging tighter here. There we go. Well, there's more straight acceleration out of the turn. Too much throttle. My legs are really tense, I need to relax. This car is much easier to drive with the traction control on. I can't imagine driving without traction control. It's probably really, really hard. Took a lot of curb in that one. If I coast through the apex, I can take a lot of curb. I just can't get on throttle very early. Too much throttle again. I'm getting faster. I think the tire temperatures have hit an equilibrium. Oh. An equilibrium of consistent performance. I'm not driving too hard to where the tire temperatures are just increasing. And so there's consistent grip. A little late on the steering. Scrubbed a lot around the apex. 211.6. At some point, the grip will drop off. I just don't know when. So I gotta be careful. I don't want to take that curb on throttle. So if I do 15 laps, that should be more than 30 minutes because it's a 2-minute, it's a over 2-minute lap. So I might not do any pit stops if I have enough fuel. I don't know if you can hear that car in the background. There's a big truck, big V8 driving by. Much better on the throttle out of that turn. Oh. At slow speed, this car really understeers a lot. There's not enough momentum to get the rear end to rotate around the front. And then at mid speed it rotates a lot, and then high speed it understeers from the aero push. Whoa. You be careful. Getting a pretty good split. I'm a second behind. Second behind a really good split, but fast for holding back. %. I used about, what was that, 3? No, 4%. 4% per lap. So I gotta pit this lap. Oh, locking up. I remember to pit this lap, and we're at 2%. I was getting a pretty good split. Oh, fourth gear. Okay, I'm not very good at pitting in. Way too slow. Nope, where is it starting? Refueling now. The car's going to be heavy. I have new tires. I need to change first gear. Apparently in the rules and most motorsports now is no wheel spin in the pits. Oh, too fast. Late on the brakes. Do I even have enough time for this next lap? Might not have even been worth hitting, especially if I'm sliding anyway. I only have a minute 11 left. Oh, too fast. Tires are dirty. I was in the sand. Yeah, this is the last lap. I should just fuel for a full 30 minutes. How many percent did I just use? 14, 13, 12, 11. Okay, one more lap. Too bad I didn't have a good run out of that exit. Oh. Went into second a little too early. barely made it through that last turn. And that was 30 minutes of driving this F1 car. And that is it. Till the next one.